Okay. Now we will see one by one module structure, component structure, and allocation structure, how it relates to the software architecture or structures and views. Okay. So among from that, first one, just a second. Okay. Among from that, first one, which is known as a model structure. Okay. So as I told, the model structure, it focusing on functional view. So functional view, that means which type of an elements are used and how it relates to the each other. So those are discussed in a functional view, right? So functional view which focused or which relates to the model structure basically. Okay. So the elements among from that, when we say set of elements or elements, those are responsible for any software architecture, so that elements are considered as a models. Okay. So that set of elements and their implementation, which is combinedly known as a model structure. Okay. How it relates, how it look likes to the user, how it integrated into the one system or one architecture. So this overall process or this overall phenomena, which is known as a model structure. So while considering any set of elements and how it is implemented for a particular architecture, so it focusing on uh, some fundamental questions that must be satisfied by that model structure. Okay. So while considering any set of elements along with the uh, a, for any integrated software architecture. Okay. So that must be satisfied with some of the questions or some of the points, those are related to the model structure. Among from that, model structure must responsible for primary functional requirement of customer. Okay. So what is the primary functional responsibility assigned to each model? It ultimately goes or it ultimately follows the requirements those are collected from the stakeholders. So here basically for business cycle, stakeholder is nothing but our customer. Okay. So customer requirement, it ultimately satisfaction of customer requirements or ultimately outcome of particular architecture is nothing but the customer requirement. Okay. So what is the primary functional responsibility assigned to the each model? It focus on the customer requirement, which is collected from your stakeholders. Okay. So this is a first activity or this is a first uh, component. The next one, when we consider a model structure, then here set of elements are used. So that set of elements are affected by other elements or not, that you have to again check. Suppose for for example, as I told in the last lecture, there is an attendance monitoring system. Okay. So while considering student attendance monitoring system as well as faculty attendance monitoring system, so among from that, those are not an interrelated component, right? But the system, basic system behind that, which is used as an attendance system, there are two models. First one faculty model and then next one the student model, right? So we have to check whether it is impacted to each other or not. Okay. So that is a basic second thing which is related to this, where uh, other software element is a module allowed to use or not. Okay. So this is a second one. The next third one, that's questions again which is related to this. So what software is externally used or not? That means suppose there is an attendance monitoring system, so we have to check the impact of that overall system. Okay. How it is internally work and how it is externally work. So overall this three answers related to the how model structure is designed. So model structure basically related to the functional requirement or functional view. So functional view is nothing but set of elements and their relationship. So while considering the all modules into the one architecture, that means integrated system, then it focusing on some elements. Okay. So while considering this, suppose when we say that any system or any architecture which is related to the model structure, it again considering four components. Okay, so all these four activities related to the how your model structure is represented and which type of an basic prerequisite that must be satisfied your model structure. Okay, so that model structure again satisfied, or it is a part of four components. First one decomposition, the next usage or usage, the next layered, and last one the class or generalization. Okay, so these four components related to the model structure. Why it is known as the four components of a model structure? Okay, so while considering this, suppose first we'll discuss it satisfy the customer requirement with primary functional responsibilities. The next one, the we have to check whether the particular system is integrated with number of modules and it is allowed to use or not. Then how it internally and externally impacted to the architecture. Okay, so all these questions already we discussed. So depends on this. After satisfying all these requirements or prerequisites related to the module structure, while designing a module structure, okay, now part is a designing of module structure. So while considering the model structure designing, it categories having an four components. First one, decomposition, usage, then next one, layered, and then last one, the class or generalized. Okay, among from that first one, the decompositions. Decomposition, it shows when suppose in attendance monitoring systems. First of all, I explain with one example. Okay, so suppose there is one small module or small architecture which is related to the attendance monitoring system. Okay, so in that attendance monitoring system there are basic two uh, broad modules related to the faculty and the next one the students. Okay, so among from that student model again, which is bifurcated into the class, then divisions, then next one the departments. Okay, so again that overall class module is combination of again some sub modules are also there, right? So decomposition means what? It show how large modules are decomposed into the uh, small modules or small combinations or small subparts respectively. Okay, so this which is known as a decomposition. That means first of all there is an only uh, what is the architecture? Attendance monitoring system, right? Again there are two models, basic models are faculty and class. Again that class bifurcated into the department, then particular faculty and students again bifurcated into the department bifurcated into the class again bifurcated into the division, and after that division particular single student or single entity or element which is considered, right? That means from top attendance monitoring system to the till student. Okay, so it is bifurcated. That means one large module, how it represented the simple or similar part of a sub modules. This method which is known as a decomposition. Okay, so that representation again part of your model structure. So first one, decomposition is a must for a model structure representation. The next one, usage. Okay, so when we consider as a number of unit modules, those are part of your software architectures, how it relates to each other and how relation is maintained, so which is known as a usage. That means, as I told, it is a set of elements and relationship between among them. Okay, it is nothing but a view. So this view again, how it represents, it is nothing but an usage. Okay, so it is a second component. Then third component, which is known as a layered. So layered is nothing but how relations are maintained among the modules, how relations are maintained among the modules from a single architecture, so which is known as the layered one. Okay, so that but obvious when we maintain the relationship between among the modules, those are in the format of layered. Okay, so nothing but first one decomposition, then next usage, then third one layered. Okay, so next one, last one, which is known as a class and generalization concept. So class and generalization concept is depends on the is an instance of a inheritance. Is an instance of an inheritance means what? It is a concept of OOPS, generalization concept. What is by generalization in OOPS? Anyone? Anyone among from you? Generalization. Actually, which is also discussed at the time of an DBMS subject. There is an specialization and generalization is part is there. In generalization and specialization, triangle is maintained with a easier relationship. What it means?
Bottom up approach.
Bottom up approach and top down approach. For specialization, top down approach is follows, and for generalization, bottom up approach is follows. Okay, so that again is a main component for a module structure. Okay, so there are to represent a module structure, it focus on four components. Decomposition, that means one large module is a divided into the sub modules or similar part of a modules. Then usage, when we say that set of elements and their relationships are maintained, so it is nothing but an usage. Layered means when we say that set of elements with their relationship, that relationship again maintained with the help of a layered structure. And then next one, class and generalizations. Okay, so four components related to the module structure. The module structure clear to all? Is
Yes,
module
ma'am.
structure clear to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the next part or next component from structure and views, which is known as a component and correct connector structure. Okay, so component and connector structure, it basically used for a set of elements. Those are part of your system architecture or software architecture. Okay, so elements are runtime components. Those are used for an execution purpose. Elements, those are runtime components. Those are used for an execution purpose. In the last lecture, I shown one figure which is related to the uh, vehicle system, right? So a vehicle system, among from that, when communications among between the machines, there are some connectors and components are used. Likewise, in for any system architectures, when one or two modules, those are interconnected. So while interconnecting one or two modules, those are used some types of an connectors. Okay, and the modules, those are we are going to connect, which is known as a components. Okay, so unit of components and the links, those are integrated into the one, which is known as a component and connector structure. Okay, for example, for student attendance monitoring system, it is bifurcated into the department bifurcated into the some classes. So class and department, those are component again interconnected. Department and student monitoring system, these components again are interconnected. Okay, ultimately student monitoring system which will goes to the student. Above that, from student, there is an again classes, those are part of a department is a part of our student monitoring system or student attendance system. Okay, so component and connector structure means how your set of elements and their representation, sorry, their relationship is maintained. So this overly combinedly known as a component and connector structure. Okay, likewise, module structure again, component and connector structures with some basic prerequisite. Okay, so among from that first one, just a second. Okay, among from that first one, what are the major excluding components and how they are interact. Firstly, we have to decide which components we are going to use and how it is interact with each other without impacting on them or without impacting the functionality. So this is the first basic prerequisite. After that, what are the major shared data? Those are used by the components. What are the major shared data? Those are used by the components. Again, we have to focus on that, which type of an data is shared by or using by which modules and how they are interconnected, or we have to connect, depends on that sharing data concept. So this is the second prerequisite. The next one, how data progress through the system or through the file system. That means we are considering here shared data, so that shared data, how it is bifurcated among integrated system with the help of an file. Okay, so this is a again third basic prerequisite. The next one, how it runs. But obvious, after sharing a particular data with integrated modules or with among different modules from an integrated system, how it runs and how actually it impact or it satisfy the customer requirements, okay, with minimum cost. So again, those are part of your software architecture. So ultimately it is a part of your component and connector structure. Okay, so these are the prerequisites related to the component and connector structure. Okay, uh, then some after satisfying all these prerequisites, the while constructing component and connector structures, again it divided into the three parts, or three components are used. Okay, so three components, those are: first one, process or communicating processes; the next, concurrency; and third one, client server. So like module structure, component and connector structure also, it follows after satisfying all the prerequisites related to the questionnaire is above. After satisfying all the questionnaires, it focus or it uses three components to use component and connector structure. Okay, so first one, process or communicating process; then second one, concurrency; and third one, the client server. Among from that, we'll see one by one. First one, process or communicating processes. Okay, process or communicating processes. So process and communicating processes, here when we consider units are nothing but set of elements. Okay, so that set of elements, when connected with each other as a component and link, okay, so how it actually execute and how communication occurs in between this. That means suppose for we'll see with example, attendance monitoring system. In that, for class module or for class sub module, there are divisions for a single division. Okay, suppose x number of students are there. While considering this class module, suppose there are two or three divisions. Okay, and that combinedly we have to collect as a class. Okay, for TE computer there are three division A, B, C. Okay, so that means for overall class calculation or class attendance average calculations, we have to consider those three divisions A, B, and C, right? So while considering division A, division B, and division C, how it communicate with each other. So that means there are four components are considered in this integrated system. First of all, class, then division A, division B, and division C. That means these four components are connected via connectors. So while connecting via connectors, how communication exists in between this and how it is synchronized, that communications over a network. So this, which is known as a process or communicating process. Okay. The next one, concurrency. So while concurrency is there, we have to use the logical thread concept. Okay. So logical thread is nothing but sequence of computation that can be allocated to a separate physical thread. That means one thread again bifurcated into the number of logical threads, and that logical threads are combined into the one. For example, one student from one component related to the student attendance monitoring system, that student bifurcated into the department bifurcated into the class bifurcated into the divisions, right? So physical threads, those are divided into the logical threads and again combined into the one process, which is known as a concurrency here. Okay, so second one concurrency, and third one client server. Okay, so all the components, those are client and servers. How connector, those are responsible for message passing through the protocols. Connectors are used to connect different components here, right? So different components while connecting through a connector. So which type of an, just a second, which type of an messages those are passed by the which protocols, those are under the category of an client server. Okay, so second one, which is known as a third one, which is known as a client server. So first one process, then next one concurrency, and third one the client server. So two models are clear to all. First one module structure, and then next one component structure. Is it clear? First one module structure, and then second one component structure. Is it clear to all among
Yes,
from
ma'am.
three? Okay, then we will move towards to the third allocation, third component, which is known as a allocation. Okay, so third one, which is known as the allocation, just a second. Okay, so third one, which is known as a allocation. Okay, so while considering allocation, so while considering allocation, the relationship between the software elements and their elements in one or more external environments, how it reacts, which is known as the allocation structure. Okay, that means internal impact and external impact of your software architecture is nothing but an allocation structure. Okay. Internal impact as well as external impact related to the software architecture, which is known as a allocation structure. Okay, so while considering allocation structure, it focusing on or some prerequisite among from that first one, what processor does each software element is execute or not. Okay, while considering the process among components and connectors, while checking that or while impact on that, it focus on whether the elements are working or not, or whether it executes or not. Okay, so which is nothing but an allocation structure. Then next one, suppose those are stored in a particular format. Okay, overall output or outcome which is stored in a particular format, that format is compatible with system or not. Okay, it is a second prerequisite. Then next one, some assignments of software element to the development terms. Which type of an assignments are there? So assignment here, assignment is nothing but an which type of an elements and what is the use of that element. Okay, so it related to the development. That means how elements are used, how those are going to implement. So all this concern which is related to the allocation structure. Basically allocation structure, it focusing on only internal and external impact of your software architecture. Okay, so again it relates to the three components: deployment, implementation, and work assignment. So deployment, that means after overall architecture implementation, we have to run on client side or run on customer side, which is known as a deployment. Okay, so here deployment view is there. Deployment is nothing but an installation. Okay, so first one, deployment component, there it is nothing but an installation. The next one, implementation, how it implement, how it going to implement, and which parts is there for input and output. Those are considering a implementation part. Okay, so first one, deployment, the next one, implementation, and last one, work assignment. So work assignment, that means assign responsibility for implementing and integrating the models to particular development team. So it is nothing but an work assignment. Okay, so deployment, how it is deployed to the client side and how it is communicated to the stakeholders. Then implementation, how implement a particular that software architecture we are going to implement, and how it would be communicated to the development team. So it is nothing but an implementation. And last one, work assignment. Work assignment, that means you have to assign a particular task related to a particular development team. Okay, so these three components, basic three components, those are used for a particular views and structures. So first one, module structure, the next one, component and connector structure, and third one, the allocations. Okay, is it clear to all this session?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then in a next lecture or in a next session, we'll see quality attributes, those are used for that. Okay, different quality attributes, those are used for a functional and non-functional requirement of computer architecture or software architecture. Okay, just don't leave. I will just check attendance first of all, and then I will conclude. Okay, chalo. Then tomorrow there is a session of SAD. So again we'll see quality attributes. Okay.